back at you here on a Thursday. I'm going to show you a quick tip on putting a rear spoiler on a 69 Firebird. So this 69 Firebird had the Camaro-style spoiler on it, which you can still see the old, or weld them up, the old bolt holes. One was there, one was there, one was there, one was there, one was up in there, and then it was up through here. That's why these holes are here. Now, so we took that off. Customer didn't want it on there. He wanted the Firebird style, which makes sense. So it kind of sits on the car, you know, it kind of sits on here like so. I'll show you. That's going to go on there like that. He likes that look a lot better. I agree. Kind of hangs over your quarters in, right? So these come, you buy them. This is a reproduction. Obviously, here I'll show you. Let me set this back down here. Obviously, these come off it. They're marked left and right. This piece has got nuts that are riv nutted in. So you go through here and you put your bolts through and they bolt on. Then you've got two riv nuts here. Quick and easy. How do I align this? How do I get it? Some come with a paper sheet, some don't. This one didn't. Customer said to me, Rick, look online, find what you can find, get some pictures, do whatever you want. He says, because I've looked at several of these cars and they all seem to sit in a different spot. Well, here's the thing. If you flip this trunk lid up, when you set that, I should say, when you set that spoiler on here, there's only a certain area you can have it. When you set it on here, you're not going to have it so the hole's here, because this is double walled. It's not going to be here, it's double walled. It's not going to be here, it's double walled. But right here, I'm trying to hold the camera and show you guys this. Right there and right there are two areas that are single walled. There's a hole there. It only makes sense that it would bolt through there, especially when the two riv nuts that are on this piece where it attaches to the car, if you measure them center to center, they line up exactly with this factory hole and that factory hole down there. So if you measure center of this hole, center of that hole, even it out, drill a small hole first, set it on there, make sure it lines up, take a measurement. And what I mean by take a measurement is take a measurement, making sure that when this is on here that the distance is the same, the wing itself is the same, because it leaves a bit of a, if that makes sense to you. You drill them holes, you put it on. If you're a little bit worried, you can do what I did. I went up an extra size hole from what, these look rough right now because Sean's doing some body work here. I went up one size up from what it actually should be. I'm not worried about it, because when it's got a washer on it, got some Loctite on it, it ain't going nowhere. It gives me that little bit of wiggle room if I need it. The thing lined up like a glove, because honestly, like I say, if you were to move it down any further, then your hole would be here, which means how do you get in there? You don't. If you moved it any down further there, your hole would be in that rib there. There is where it goes. So if you measure center to center in there, I promise you, unless they make different style bolting patterns, that these are going to line up. And when they line up, the wing is going to go on. Like I say, I'm just setting it here lightly. I'm not actually crawling underneath there, making sure it's perfect, but there you go. It's going to sit somewhere like that. I'm guessing I've got it in line with the holes. I don't know right now unless I flipped it over. It's going to line up something like that. Maybe it's even down a little further. I'm not sure. And when it does go on, I'll show you later in life, this curve, see how that's curving? This is the rear of your trunk lid. It lines up perfectly with the rear of that. Quick little tip, whether that helps you or not, because I've seen people that try and take these and they're moving it all over the place and they're like, oh, do I want it here? Do I want it here? Do I want it, which it wouldn't go there. Do I want it here? Do I want it here? Do I want it here? They're always moving it this way. They're never going to go this way, because you can figure that out easily. Here, here. Well, if you go too far here, it's not going to work. If you go too far back, it's not going to work, because this trunk is double walled. Just drill in the center of those two holes, people. It's going to work. It's got to work. How can it not work? And away you go. That's it. That's my tip on this. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. Like I say, some come with templates. You get the perfect template, you put it on there, and I'm sure it's going to line up with that. Other ones don't. There's lots of videos out there on how to put these things on, I would imagine. I don't know. I don't like to look stuff up right away. I try and figure stuff out on my own. It keeps the mind working. I try and figure it out. Then if I can't figure out, well, then I gotta look shit up, I guess. So Sean's still working away here. We'll keep track what he's up to today on the car, getting it prepped to put some primer on, and we are gonna go back to the 70 GTO. And we're gonna finish up the quarter panel today, or do as much as we can. So I can only work today till 2 o'clock, then I gotta take off, gotta go see the eye specialist again, and then we're hopefully good to go. I got drops I put in my eye every hour, and I should be taking the week off of work and not doing any welding. Oh, yeah, I've got an eye patch. Seriously, I've got an eye patch. See? There's my eye patch. Yeah, okay. Back at it. Alright, so I finished off all the plug welds underneath here. Got to grind them down still, but you can kind of see them in there. Now the other thing I recommend when you're doing this is always make sure you got no sharp edges. So I run my flapper disc across the back, you know, this way, and then I also run it, if it makes sense, this way. Because the last thing you want to do when you're washing your car is put your hand under there. We all seem to do it and we tear ourselves on something. So I always kind of go around and feel. Make sure there's no sharp edges under there. You know, see, like, look at, here we go. You know, you gotta make sure of that stuff. I want to see someone cut themselves. So get that taken care of there. I've also finished up, if I can open this. Whoops. I finished up the welding inside the door. So that's all done. So that's finished. So now we're going to get onto the back here, get our plug welds across the back done, clamp it with our clamps, plug weld it there, and then we've still got all under the bottom side here, which I have to do a little finagling with, because this quarter is way deeper than it should be, so I'm going to have to cut some off it, and then we're going to plug weld it under there, and then we've got the whole long process of doing this. Yeah, we're just going to kind of jump around a bit, a little bit here, a little bit there, because it ain't coming off now, that's for sure. Okay, so we've got all that welded up. Got it all done. I couldn't help myself, but you saw to start grinding it and see how it's going to look. And what do you think, right? Lickety split. I mean, I'm not saying you don't have to give it a light skim coat of filler here. You're going to have to, but whatever. But there you go, people. That's the trick. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go from your backside. You can get to it. You're going to take your grinder and just grind off the nibs that are coming through. And honestly, you don't even need seam sealer. I'm being honest. If you get in here and you just rattle can it with some texture spray, use some ProForm PF532 rattle spray, you'll never know that it was ever welded there. Now obviously up in areas like this are going to be hard to get to. We crawl up in there, we try and get as far as we can. Usually right around here we never get to. So if somebody ever put their hand way up in there and started feeling, they're going to know it was replaced. But there we go. We got it welded there, plug welded there, welded up, welded, grinded there, welded, grinded there, partially grinded here and there. Still got to do the back plug welds and got to do the underneath, but that's going to be it for the welding for right now. I'm going to do a little bit of grinding because it's almost time to call it a day here. Let's check and see what Sean's working on. I know he's working on the Firebird here. He's working away on the chunklet I showed you earlier, that fancy tip on. There we go, he's got the chunklet, he's working on the inside of that. Car itself. Yeah. Trying to keep this covered up really good. The guy's just gotta put an LS in it. So this is an LS conversion. That's the way everyone's going nowadays. LS conversions. Kind of asking us what we use. If you're wondering what kind of fillers we use all sorts. We got our Evercoat lightweight filler. We got our ABC Pro Glaze, which basically is just a copy of Evercoat. Got our Evercoat Gold, really simple to sand off. You know, this is the stuff I was telling you about, the ProForm 532. Spray that in there. You may want to run some seam sealer on it first. It does come in handy. Yeah. Gotta have all this stuff. So that's about it. So yeah, we'll do a little grinding here, a bit more, but it's almost time to pack it in for the day. I don't think I'm going to videotape anymore. You can see right here where it is. Only because I'm going to spend maybe a half hour here. Obviously I'm not going to finish it. And then I'm going to get on to, as I told you, heading to Seashell to the car show in Sleepy Hollow. Just drag the old wagon around. There she is. You remember, was working on her last week on the Sunday Fun Day. So I'm going to, you guys never actually saw it sitting outside. Here it is outside. So the plan is I'm going to put my sweet patina on there to buff up the rust areas. Not on the white, I only do it on the turquoise color. Kind of lasts for a few months, you know. I'm going to put that on there, it'll brighten it right up. And then here's that new bumper I got on the back there. Does that look sharp? Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And then I've already waxed up the bumpers, the wheels are done, tires are clean, engine bay's cleaned. I've done all the fluids, right? We've checked all that stuff out. So basically it's just do the sweet patina, wash the windows down on the outside, and you know, I'll wax up this bit of chrome here, throw a little bit of wax maybe on some of the stainless here and there, and call it a day. So I'll get her brought inside. Mike's working away here still on the, well, he's working away, he's jumping around on all sorts of stuff, but he's working away on the old 32 here. He did all these, he TIG welded all these up and made these. You'd never even know, would you? You'd never even see where the welds are on that. Beautiful job. And he's made it so the guy can run a mechanical fan. The guy didn't want to put an electric fan in there, just take away from the look of the car. All this stuff is going to get changed out. All this A&N shit's coming off of there. Going to do it all with nice copper tubing that should be proper. So don't look past that. And the wheels and tires are for mock-up. The guy's got some different wheels and tires. So that is it. That's it. So if you're going to Sleepy Hollow to the car show and you see us over there, hey, stop over and say hi to Jess and I. Never know, I might have a decal or two I can give you for free. Say hi to us. I don't know if we're going to be actually in the car show part. We're going for the cruise Friday night. I think Saturday we're just going to forget about the car show part, but we're going to do the cruise up to Pender Harbor on the Sunday to the car show up there at the Legion, because I like beer and Legions and rum. Yeah. So we're definitely going to do that. Yeah, that's all I got to say. And we are going to do a video. So the Sunday video will not be out there. What I will do is I will probably post the video from us going up to the car show and that on Tuesday. Okay, so there probably won't be a shop video Tuesday. It'll probably just be a very, very long Sleepy Hollow car show video. And I'll try and get what I think is cool and what I think maybe you guys think is cool. So we're going to bring you all along for the ride on YouTube. So stay tuned next Tuesday for the Sleepy Hollow Car Show. If you can't make it, we'll do the best we can. Okay, it's always good time at old time. Thanks again for watching. And thanks again to my buddy Dan out there at Double D Speed Shop for always throwing shouts out there for me. God doesn't have to do that, and he does. So I'm throwing out there one for him. If you haven't seen him, which I'm sure you all have, look him up. He's a Canadian just like me. Eh?